So what's the last name since I didn't even...
Skovensky.
Skovensky!
Skovensky.
There you go. Give it up for Steve! Woo!
Right. 2 poems, maybe 3, if I have time. That T.S. Eliot line is bullshit. And of course it starts with a T.S. Eliot line. If you're going to write a poem about a cat, it better be dead. I heard this line at a reading in Columbus, Ohio, Larry's Bar, some years ago. I don't know where it's from. I never looked it up. I've been homesick for a couple of days. Every time I get up, our cat, Cato, tries to kill me. Unintentionally, of course, weaving in and out of my legs, scuttling like a crab, tripping me up. When I accidentally kick him, he squeals and cries. The impact sounds like the last blip of air let out of a balloon. When I lie back down, he won't come next to me. He has to crawl onto my chest, as I am flat like a poet etherized upon a table. His purring is as heavy as the lightness of my heart. He is only satisfied when he burrows his wet nose into my neck. Then he sleeps. 2 days of this, and I begin to recite him poetry. My favorites: Daniel Thompson, Steve Melton, Langston Hughes. Then this one, a Yiddish poem by Abraham Reisen, Household of 8. Household of 8, beds are 2. Nighttime comes, and what can you do? 1 bed for mother, 1 bed for father, all the children's arms thrown over each other. Nighttime comes, mother fills with dread. She begins to wish she were dead. A resting place, all her own, narrow, but you sleep alone. I don't know why I read that to my cat. The afternoon is no longer a wasteland. It is alive with words, that healing remedy. Before Cato falls asleep, he gives me, in the way my friend Jace Renner describes, the friendship blink. In the days after September 11th, the destruction of the Twin Towers, as police, fire, and steelworkers cut through the twisted mass of hell, search and rescue dogs were used at Ground Zero. These were not cadaver dogs. The job of these dogs was to find survivors, wriggling hands through the glass and ash. As the steelworkers finished their day, had a few beers in silence, and then slept in the makeshift bar bunk beds for the restless of the night, there were reports of search and rescue dogs coming back from a fruitless day. All search, no rescue. The dogs knew what their job was. They were anxious, irritable, sad eyes, tails between their legs. They whimpered and murmured through the night, no rest for the whiskered. When the love dogs cannot get their work done, their job is still to cry. A week later, after being sick with the cat at home, we left town. The flu bug flew away. For the first time, we decided to put Cato in a pet hotel. His bedliner and a couple of toys thrown in to the steel-barred cat carrier. He knew something was up, meowed for more poems. He was driven to PetSmart. I begin to imagine the fear of the unimaginable. My friend Maj Reagan's line, we are undone by what we cannot imagine. Flu bugs, bed bugs, planes used as missiles, pet hotels. A stranger is watching our cat for a week. That T.S. Eliot line is bullshit. I'll miss him. This is a song for all the animals. animals, the cats and the dogs. Thanks. I'll just do one more. This is my friend Mae Dragan from Southern Illinois, Albany, Illinois. It's a lament for Stella Gibson. The 70s in southeastern Illinois were recession times. The oil fields had dried up. The Roadmaster Bicycle Factory had broken the union, gone bottom dollar. The Walmart Cathedral of Tomorrow was on the drawing board, its gridded parking acres still soybeans. Lots of folk in Olney, my hometown, signed up down on Boone Street, the unemployment office. The only work I could find was the local radio station, $2 an hour, newsman, music man, trash man, third-class radio engineer, on the air from 6 till 11 every night. Just me and the 3 blinking red lights on the tower. The music list was soft, contemporary, middle-of-the-road, bonehead oatmeal for the ear. Sundown come and the phone would begin to ring. Requests, complaints, questions, rants, offers of love, calls from pissed-off, hormone-humped teenagers who demanded Black Sabbath metal or else. From warehouse forklift truck drivers craving Elvis. From Joe Smith, the coin-collecting barber who never told the same joke twice. From a waitress at the Red Rooster truck stop who couldn't make it through the night without a Kenny Rogers love song. I'd hear from half-in-the-bag housewives who wanted their hearts jump-started by Barry Manilow. Every night, I'd get a phone call or two from Stella Gibson. Hello, this is WVLN, WSEI FM. Hello, honey. I couldn't live without you playing this music, keeping me company, talking to me in the dark. Stella was in her late 70s, long-time blind, living alone in a poor neighborhood dubbed Goose Nibble. It was down by the Baltimore and Ohio tracks. One night, after the sign-off news, and I'd shut down the transmitter, the phone rang. It was Stella again. Honey, I sure am lonesome tonight. I sure wish I had a cold beer and some company. What kind of beer you like, Stella? I like them tall boys, nice and cold. An hour later, I knocked on her screen door. Stella appeared, flowered housecoat, hair tied back with a scarf, small shoulders. I went to see what you look like, she said, and took my face in her hands, thumbs along cheekbones and brow, down the nose, lips, chin, dimple. When she had me in her head, she led me to the kitchen table. We split the 6-pack as she told me stories about her cats, her dead husbands, her no-good hillbilly neighbors, her rag rug business. She made jumble-colored rag rugs and sold them on the radio station's call-in morning show, Quiz and Tell. After her 3rd beer, she loaded me down with 5 rugs and kissed me a midnight goodbye, a quick squeegee smack at the side of the mouth. Honey, she said, don't you be expecting to come around here every night. 1 foot out the door, an armful of rugs. I turned back to her. Your name, Stella, I said. It means star. I never saw her again, though a couple of times I did leave a 6-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon on her doorstep. I quit the ghost voice business that November, packed my Impala oil burner and wandered east, following rivers, sleeping in truck stop lots. A few years later, a hometown fella told me Stella Gibson had passed on. You know she didn't make those rugs. They came from Guatemala. She had them shipped down from Chicago. I know that guy. He doesn't believe in much. She is in her dark kitchen tonight, sipping the foam of a tall boy singing along with the radio. Her sure fingers weave the thin rag strips, pulling the colors through. I was the night man. She was a star. Maze Reagan.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was awesome.